summer is officially over and we are moving on into fall, I thought that it would be fun to take a look back on summer 2015. If you guys watched my video in the very beginning of summer, you will know that I made a summer bucket list. I thought that it would be fun to do, and I'm so grateful that I did it. This summer was absolutely crazy busy. So having my summer bucket list was a lifesaver, because either on those super busy weekends or even those lazy weekends, it was nice to just pull a popsicle stick out of my jar, and I color coordinated them all, and so I would just pick like a white one when it was a lazy weekend or a busy weekend, because I knew that it would be something small. And so that really helped me to make the most out of summer on those days that I would be more inclined to just get too caught up in the busyness or get too caught up in the laziness. I think that there were 26 popsicle sticks and I got 16 of them done, and 10 of them I didn't get done. But they're smaller things, and there's nothing really in there that I'm like super bummed that I didn't get done. And really, summer is only like 12 weekends long, and so to get 16 of those done, I'm pretty proud of myself. So yeah, let's take a look back on the summer bucket list items of 2015. So I'm just gonna pull these out at random and talk about each one. So the first one is roast s'mores. I would say that we roasted s'mores a good dozen times this summer. And one of my favorite memories of roasting s'mores was the weekend of our anniversary party, and most of my family was here and Joe's dad was here, and we all sat outside, I think for a good 5 hours, and roasted s'mores. We were out there until like midnight. We were out there for hours and hours and hours, and we were all just casually sitting around the fire talking and laughing and reminiscing and roasting s'mores together. My sister-in-law and I ran out to the store and we got jelly beans, Starburst and Oreos and Reese's Pieces Buttercups. I just said that kind of weird. And then all of the normal fixings for s'mores, and we had fun getting creative with our s'mores, and it was just so fun. It's one of my lifetime favorite memories, and it's definitely one of my favorite memories from this past summer. The next one is lots of barbecues. I would say that we barbecued this summer more than we have barbecued any other summer. Joe really had fun playing with the grill and trying up new things that he's never tried before, so he had a lot of fun with it. So these 3 popsicle sticks I kind of did all in one night, just recently actually, and it ended up being one of my favorite dates that I've ever had with Joe. And so the first one is have a picnic in the backyard, and then the second one is lay out and look at the stars, and then the third one is see a shooting star. And I put this one out there because typically there's at least one shooting star every night, but to see a shooting star, you really have to take the time out of your busy life and sit there and just look at the sky and wait for a shooting star. It's kind of like stop and smell the roses. Stop and find a shooting star in your life. So I put this one in there to just ensure that there was at least one time this summer that we just sat outside in the evening and just looked up at the stars and just looked for a shooting star. It takes a little bit of patience, but if you're patient and you take the time out for it, you'll definitely see it. And I did. I saw 3 of them in one night. So I did all of these in one night. So basically we waited until midnight and I got a blanket and some sparkling cider. I made some brownies and I popped some popcorn, and we went outside together at midnight and we laid the blanket out and we just laid on the blanket and had a little midnight picnic, romantic date together. We were out there for a good 2 or 3 hours. I saw 3 shooting stars, and I just absolutely loved that date with Joe. It was something super simple, something that you can do from home. It was the perfect night. The weather was perfect. The crickets were chirping. It was just one of my all-time favorite memories with Joe, and definitely one of my favorite memories from this past summer. This next one is take the dogs out on a car ride for ice cream. This one we did in the beginning of the summer, and I loved doing that with the dogs. We took the dogs out on a lot of car rides this summer, and this is one of those special memories where we took them out for ice cream for the first time. They actually did really good. I was originally gonna have them eat the ice cream in the car because the dogs don't do well like being out in public. They just like bark at everyone. But we decided to have a little bit of faith in them, and we took them like up to the restaurant so that they can eat the ice cream outside. And they did super well and they loved the ice cream. So that was definitely a really fun memory. Get to know the neighbors more. This is just like a little goal that I had for the summer. I feel like I would give myself like a C+ with this. I definitely could have done better. I definitely could have been a little bit more outgoing. This one was Kiss in the Rain. I also had Walk in the Rain, which I didn't do. Although I might include that in one of the ones that I did do. Basically, the reason why I put this in there is because I feel like when you're a kid, you love going outside in the rain and just like getting completely drenched. And then when you're an adult and you get like one raindrop on you, you're like, ah! So I was trying to bring the kid out in me more and just like embrace the rain and not be like all like, ah, it's raining, I have to like run out of the rain, but to just enjoy the rain. A fun memory that I had, it was with my sister when she was out here for our anniversary party. We went inside the store and then by the time we came outside, it was pouring rain and we had just bought bowls, and so I was outside and we had a roof over our head at the time, but we had to run outside to get to our car, and I was like, do you want to put the bowls over our head to like protect ourselves from the rain? And I was joking because I knew that it would look completely ridiculous, and she's like, yeah, give me a bowl, and she put it on her head, and so I'm like, okay. So we were both sitting there with bowls on our heads so that we could walk to the car. This is Kiss in the Rain. Why am I talking so much about walking in the rain? Anywho, so when it came time to kiss in the rain, I really just ran outside with Joe and kissed in the rain really quick and then came inside. I didn't like, whereas my vision for this was to stand in the rain for like 15 minutes and get like drenched and then like make out in the rain. Make milkshakes. This was a really fun one. I definitely had a lot of fun just making milkshakes with Joe one evening, and we added roasted marshmallows to our milkshakes, and it made for the most yummy milkshakes. If you have not put roasted marshmallows inside of your milkshakes yet, you need to do it. Plant flowers. I'm gonna include this one even though I didn't do it because I'll give a little backstory. This summer was actually a really hard summer for me health-wise, and I didn't realize that it was gonna be a hard summer for me when I originally put this bucket list together. But my Remicade infusions that I get for my lupus and arthritis is basically I go to the hospital every month or two and they give me an IV and they pump me full of this medicine that suppresses my immune system, which is a medicine that has been working great for me for the past 7 years. But over the past summer, it really stopped working for me as well as it used to. And so there was like a good, I feel like 50% of this summer that I was just sick in bed. And so planting flowers for me would be really hard on my arthritis and also my lupus, since I'm sun sensitive because of my lupus. I'm trying to talk fast so this isn't too long. So what I ended up doing instead was I decorated the patio. I will link that video down below. And I bought a few pots of flowers and I scattered those around the patio, and to me that brought me joy. And I love taking care of them throughout the summer and watering them every day and seeing them get bigger. So I'm gonna include this one. Go to the Little Man ice cream. This is actually, I think, the first bucket list one that we crossed off. We did it on 5/30/2015. I wrote it on the back. So we were actually going to the air show. I wrote it on the back, the details. We were actually going to the air show and the traffic was absolutely crazy. We were in traffic for 2 hours, and we were probably gonna be in traffic for another 2 hours. And so we decided to just skip the air show and go into Denver and go to this little ice cream place. This ice cream place is like really famous in Denver. Whenever you go, there's always like at least an hour-long line, and everybody talks about it. The ice cream is supposed to be amazing. The ice cream wasn't that amazing, but it's, I think, more of the experience. It was one of those things where we had planned this perfect Saturday and it didn't go to plan at all, but it taught me the importance of just rolling with the punches and not trying to be to a schedule too much. When we decided to just change plans and not be upset that we couldn't go to the air show and just roll with the punches of life and just make the best of the situation and go to the ice cream place. It was a super fun day that we had in Denver. We walked around, we went out and got lunch together, we got our ice cream, and it was just a really fun date and a really fun day in Denver with Joe. Make root beer floats. This was really fun to do. It's one of those easy, fun, summer things to do where if you're having like a lazy Saturday, and I would kind of feel guilty like, oh, we're having a lazy Saturday, we're wasting away our summer. I just pulled a popsicle stick, it said make root beer float, so I went to the store and I got vanilla ice cream and root beer, and it made it so that we had a really fun evening together instead of just lounging around for the evening. 3 more. Host a summer party. I originally put this in there because I wanted to have the neighbors over and have a big barbecue. I didn't get around to doing that, but hey, we had a pretty crazy anniversary party that was one of my all-time favorite days. It was kind of like my dream wedding, but in anniversary party style. And yeah, that day, whenever I think back to it, it just makes my heart happy. And I love celebrating our relationship and our marriage with Joe. And so that was one pretty epic summer party, so I'm gonna include it. Let's see, go to a new dog park. We did this on the day that we went and got frozen yogurt with the dogs. And we went to this dog park that's pretty close to our house. And we had never been there before, and we absolutely loved it. It's just like this big long trail, like right in the middle of nowhere. It feels like it's in the middle of nowhere, but you're not in the middle of nowhere. It just has these big mature trees. It was just so beautiful and serene, and the dogs loved it, and it was just fun to walk in such a beautiful piece of Colorado with Joe and the doggies, and I'm really glad that we tried it out because I think it's definitely our new favorite dog park. It's the last one. We're ending on a fun note. So this one is have a water gun or balloon fight. And for 4th of July, Joe's family came out, and we thought that that would be the perfect time to have a big, epic water gun fight. And so I went to the store and literally bought every water gun that they had, which their stock was low, I think, because a lot of people were doing the same thing. But I think I bought like 10 water guns, and I tried to get like the big ones. So when his family was here, we just had this big, fun, epic water gun fight, and it was so fun to do as an adult because I used to do stuff like that when I was a kid all the time, but when I got older, I stopped having water gun fights, and you shouldn't do that. You should have water gun fights even when you're an adult. And so yeah, it was a really fun experience and a really fun memory with him and his family. So that is everything from the summer bucket list. Again, I absolutely love doing this. It just made the summer that much more memorable. And yeah, it was a really, really great summer. We have so many fun memories from this past summer that I'm super grateful for. I'm super grateful for our friends and our families that make life so fun and memorable. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. I hope that you guys had a fun summer as well. And now we're on to fall. And like I said, I already made a fall bucket list, and that will be in this week's vlog, I think, hopefully. So yeah, and then I think at the end of fall, I'll kind of do the same thing, kind of recap fall. But yeah, hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.